Video is going to go over some of the answers for the exercise on Khan Academy with the title Arc Measure. Now, this exercise was assigned on the second week of distance learning. Let's see what the question asks. In the figure below, line AB is a diameter of circle P. So let's go ahead and mark that up. Line AB is this line right here. And because it is a diameter, that means that it is cutting the circle exactly in half. Now, if any circle has 360 degrees all the way around, you should know that half of it will have a total of 180 degrees. Let's read on. The question is asking, what is the arc measure of arc AC on circle P in degrees? So we're looking for the measure of arc AC in blue, which is this arc right here that I'm tracing in blue. Now what I notice is that this central angle, angle APC, is subtended by this arc AC. Now what do we know about central angles? What we know about central angles is that the measure of the central angle will be exactly the same as the measure of the arc. That means that if we've got 41 degrees here in angle BPC, arc BC will also be 41 degrees. Now remember what we said about the measure of this whole arc? Because this is a diameter, the total on this half of the circle will be 180 degrees. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to subtract what we already have, and what we already have is 41 from 180, and that should give us the measure of arc AC. So 180 minus 41 is going to give us 139. Now again, because the central angle is going to be the same measure as the arc, this angle on the inside will also be 139 degrees, which makes sense. If we really look at the problem, these two angles, the green and the blue angle, are actually supplementary because they form this yellow line together. So let's go ahead and type in 139 as our answer and check. All right, let's look at this problem. In the figure below, line BD and line AC are diameters of circle P. So again, like earlier, these two lines are cutting our circle exactly in half. What is the arc measure of DBC in degrees? What I like to do, and what I would encourage you to do, is to also mark your circles or whatever drawing, especially in geometry. It's really, really helpful. So this is D, B, C. So it's this huge major arc right there. Now what do I notice? First thing I notice is that we are given that this angle here is 19 degrees. Now let's think about how we can use that piece of information. If this angle is 19 degrees, we know that all vertical angles are always congruent. So if this is 19, then the other side is also 19 degrees. Okay? Now another thing I notice is that we see another central angle. Again, any central angle is just an angle where the apex or the vertex is the center of the circle. I notice that this central angle is subtended by arc DC, that is the missing piece to make one full circle. What do I know about circles? I know that circles are 360 degrees in total. So if I've got 360, subtract from that whatever I don't want, whatever I'm not looking for. I'm going to subtract 19. Whatever I find will give us this major arc measurement. Now, if you want to try that on your own for a second, go ahead and do that. Pause this video and find the solution. 360 minus 19 is going to give us 341 degrees, which is what we're going to type right here. That's it. Now, there's a lot of other ways that you could have approached this problem. You could have seen that this small angle and this big angle are supplementary, and that this angle and this angle will be congruent, and you can add all of those angles together. That's one approach. Let's show you how to do that. So if instead I assumed or I used the rule that these are supplementary and I instead wanted to find this angle measure, I'm going to do the same thing. To find this angle measure, I'm going to do 180 minus 19. And the reason I use 180 is that, remember, we were given that this line is a diameter, meaning it cuts the circle exactly in half. Now 180 minus 19 will give us 161. Now because these angles are vertical angles, I can assume that this is also going to be 161. Now if I wanted to find the measure of angle DBC, all you have to do is add 161 plus 19 plus 161. Should also give you 341.